All right, welcome back to our next episode of Lone Star Locks. This
Oh
is my
yeah.
personal favorite segment that we have on the channel. I think it's a lot of fun. We've talked about it before. We cannot do betting in Texas, so it's kind of fun to just see how we would do if we were allowed to put money on it. That being said, y'all do us a favor. Y'all like the video, comment, leave us where you think we're wrong. Leave us what your best locks would be. If you could put some money on a game, what would you do? And then subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out. We're trying to grow. We on our live stream, we have a thing across the bottom that says when we get to 100 subscribers, we are going to do a $25 Amazon gift card.
Yes,
It doesn't
sir.
have to be Amazon. If you win and you want something different, I don't care what you get.
Be chilies. I
But
don't care.
yeah, we're currently at 44 or 45. So here's
Yeah, I
the thing:
believe
is this is
44.
your best chance to win. 100 is your best chance. You have 1 in 100 odds. After
Yep.
that, it just gets more and more difficult. So y'all do us that favor, please. With that being said, I'll give a quick recap of mine from last week, and then Logan will do the same. Um, I I got a dub at the Texas and ULM. Texas won by more than 38. I also got a dub on the over under for that game was 64 and a half. So they needed to score 65 points. I picked the under. They ended up scoring 62 points. I got a dub with Michigan beating Colorado State by at least 30 and a half. I lost the Oregon and Georgia. I picked UGA to win, but I didn't know if they'd cover the 17-point spread. I took the under in that game at 53. They only scored 52. And then I lost Florida State at LSU. I thought LSU would win by 3, and they didn't even win. I
Yep.
won. Yeah, I won Arkansas, Cincinnati by 6. I lost the Notre Dame and Ohio State 17 and a half. I thought Ohio State would cover. I lost 24 Houston at UTSA, 5.5 for Houston. They did not cover. They beat UTSA by 2 and 3 overtimes. I lost 7 Utah at Florida with a 3-point spread. Utah lost to Florida. And then I won TCU at Colorado by 13 and a half.
So that put you at what was it? It
Put
was
me
six and
at
five.
That put me at 6-5 for the week, 9-7 on the season. So not too shabby. I'm over
Man,
500.
I'm trying to catch up real quick. So I got a dub for Georgia, winning by 17 or more against Oregon, which they blew them out. Um, took a dub with the Michigan Colorado State game. They were at 30 and a half for Michigan, and then LSU. Man, that one gave me two L's right there off the bat.
Yeah.
I don't think you did their over under, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're over. I picked over on 51 and a half. I thought it'd be more of a high scoring game. Gave me two L's. ULM at Texas, that gave me a win and a loss. Texas covered, but I needed them to just take a field goal.
A field
Just take a
goal.
field goal, please. But no, they
Yeah.
wanted to punt the ball for some reason whenever they're
Well,
up by
at the
however much they
actually
were.
our last second to last offensive drive, we actually got in the red zone and then had like a penalty or two that backed us up out. So
Yeah, it was great. Love them, love it. Hook 'em. Um, got a got an L at West Virginia at Pitt. Um, is that right?
yeah, they
Pitt
won
didn't
by 7. I think the spread
was
was
seven and a
what was
half.
the spread?
Seven and a
Yeah,
half.
they won by 30. Yeah. You're
Wow.
close, man. You're close.
I know. And then got an L at Notre Dame at Ohio State. I thought Ohio State was going to cover as well. And then I finished off with three W's for Cincinnati at Arkansas with the spread towards Arkansas for 6. Got a W for SMU at North Texas at 10.5, and BYU at USF. Their spread was only 12. I think I covered that one pretty well. That
Yeah.
put me also at 6-5 and 8-8 on the season. One game back from Christian. Hopefully, I can get
Yeah.
caught up. Are we gonna do what we said today for the punishment?
So yeah, we talked about a punishment. Whoever loses, so if I lose, I will have to wear a Baylor shirt and Baylor hat, and I'll do the horns down. And I don't know what we'll do with that picture. We'll take a picture of it.
Just use it for
Maybe that's got
blackmail.
to be my Yeah. If Logan loses, he'll have to. I don't know what will make him do yet. We'll have to make
I don't
him. I feel like he. I feel like he'd be more like he's got to do something against Baylor. Maybe I'll. I don't know. Maybe I'll get like a cheap Baylor shirt and make a video of him burning it or something. That'd
Oh
be good.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna make me do the horns down. I'm gonna make you burn something. uh But let's let that lead that'll fire us up to lead us into episode 3 of our Lone Star Locks.
Sir.
Um, I want to start it off. We're going to cover our big six once again. All the spreads are not on ESPN yet, so one of the games. So leading this off, we'll do Bama at the University of Texas. Bama has a spread of 20.
You're cutting out, bud.
I'm huh?
You were cutting out a little bit, but it sounds a lot better now.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying, Bama. It's Bama at Texas. Bama has to win by 20 or more, and my last second thoughts are, I think Texas can. I don't know as if I think Texas will. Give me the Longhorns. Give me the Longhorns. Bama's gonna win. They're not gonna win by 20. Uh, that's a change. I actually do have Bama wrote down here. I'm swapping that right as we speak. I can't do that, man. I have Bama currently wrote down as who I think will win, and I'm changing it. I'm changing. Our Bama will win, but by 20, I think the Longhorns can do enough to keep that. I hope. What do you got? What do you got on that game?
I picked Bama.
Am I
I
giving myself a loss right now? Probably, but
I don't know. It just depends on how y'all's offensive line comes to play. Because if Will Anderson and that defensive line is coming at Quinn Ewers, I don't think it's gonna be a pretty game. Because I
yeah, I
mean,
get
Will
that.
Anderson's the best defensive player in the nation,
Yeah,
arguably. Um, I wouldn't argue against it, but Bama's front
Texas
seven is
usually
just
shows up against teams like that.
yeah.
So
I mean, I hope Texas wins. If I can take an L on this, I won't be mad.
me
Like if
neither.
it's hard for me to choose against Bama just because their front seven is stupid. Their
Yeah,
DB rooms stupid. I mean, y'all skill players are great. Don't get me wrong. I love y'all skill players. Like receiver room, deep. Running back room, best in the nation. Um, Quinn Ewers, if he's not
yet
running
yet to be
50
seen.
miles, if he's not running 50 miles like every snap because your offensive line is imploding on itself, I think it sucks, dude. Because that's a whole 3 touchdown game that Bama would have to win by.
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things. I could see it. I could see them winning by more than that, but I can see us keeping it within
I think I can make it competitive at the
four.
same time.
Like if it was 17, I'd probably be picking. My prediction is probably that Bama wins by 17. But
Yeah, I'm gonna have
uh,
to. I'm gonna stick with Bama just for the
I
sake of
don't
a
blame
little
you.
bit.
I don't think that's a bad pick. My burnt orange sunglasses might be blocking my vision just a little bit. Well, all
The
right.
big
Who do
the
you
big thing
have?
the big
Go
thing for
ahead.
y'all again is just y'all's offensive line has to stop Will Anderson and company. I forget
Yeah,
the
and
other guy's name. That's like top 10,
yeah,
top 5. I think it's Tyler something or something Tyler
not
maybe.
sure.
But
Our defense has to step it up to a lot, so we'll see.
you're gonna need more than just DeMar Beyond to stop their offense for sure. Um,
True.
that's just for the offensive side. I don't even want to get into the defensive side of the ball.
Me neither.
Um, my first one that I had wrote down, just I don't have them in any order. I put Miami at Southern Miss or versus Southern Miss, not at Southern Miss. Spread is 26.5 in favor of Miami. I put that as a W. I think Miami's going to be able to run it, just go. I don't see their defense giving up any points for sure. Miami's always had one of those defenses that you're going to be nervous to play. That defensive back room at Miami is always good.
Yeah. So on that one at 26 and a half, I picked Miami to cover for sure. And I also did the over under on that
Oh,
game at
I almost forgot about
51.
that.
At 51, and I'm curious, but I did the over. Is that where you were kind of? I
Nope.
looked at their
You.
I looked at their game last week. They played Bethune and they won 70-13 or something like that.
I
So
see another game like that, but
yeah,
probably less points for Southern Miss.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Miami kind of repeat that. So we both got the same picks on those two. Uh, well, then I'll get into my other one with an over and under. Hawaii at Michigan.
Oh wow.
Michigan is a 51-point favorite, and I'm gonna pick Michigan. Hawaii got curb stomped by Vandy, and if that happened, and in Hawaii, I have no reason to think Michigan won't win by 51. The over under on that is 67. I picked the over on that as well. Vandy put up 63. You're telling me Michigan can't put up 67 or Hawaii score a field goal or two against Michigan's four deep? I think they can. So I've got Michigan and them covering the spread as well as over 67 total points.
Yeah. For that one, I didn't do the over under, but I did pick Michigan to cover. Um, Hawaii played terrible against Vanderbilt. I thought they were gonna. I thought the Rainbow Warriors were gonna do something. They did not. Yeah. Give me the Wolverines by 60 at least. But I'm gonna move into my other one that I picked the over under, and that is Baylor at BYU. This one might be shooting myself in the foot. BYU is favored by 3.5. Personally, I think that's just home field advantage, which BYU's home field advantage should probably be more than just 3. Just because the fans are crazy. I heard that is like the craziest sober crowd you will ever run into, which I believe it. I believe it. I picked Baylor. I think Baylor's going to win this game.
Hmm. Hmm.
Here, I don't really have a reason why BYU's going to lose, though. That's the thing. It's like
It's that forest green glasses you got on there, buddy.
exactly. I think here. Okay, it can go one or two ways. Either Baylor's going to win like we did last year because we're going to go out there. We're not going to be blinded by the lights and the deafening sounds at in Provo. Or we're gonna go out there and we're gonna be deer in headlights. All these young guys, it's gonna be most of their first trips to all of their first trips to Provo. Um, I don't know. Dave Aranda does know this coaching staff really well. A lot of the assistants came from BYU or have coached at BYU at some point. Um, I think Dave Aranda is going to be able to coach these guys and make second half adjustments if we are down at the second half. The over under is 53.5, and I picked over. I think this is going to be a high scoring first half, and then I think come halftime, they're going to make a lot of defensive adjustments. Both teams, these are both great offensive line and defensive line matchups for both teams. BYU and Baylor both have probably top 15, top 10 offensive and defensive lines. Baylor didn't really show it in the first week, but then again, BYU didn't either, letting USF. USF scored 21, but I think it's gonna be a great game. I think starters are playing the whole game for sure. Um, I think it'll be a good Big 12 preview for the next coming years. I picked the over, by the way, if I didn't already throw that out there.
Yeah. So Baylor at BYU. BYU 3.5. Logan has his forest green glasses on. Well, hey man, why don't you just take those glasses off and hand them to me? Because I've got Baylor also. I've got Baylor to win. Uh,
Sure.
I think BYU can win. I'm not counting out the
Jaren
Cougars.
Jaren
I
Hall
think
is nasty.
yeah, I definitely think this is a. I mean, you can the spread's only 3.5, and it's home for BYU, so that kind of makes sense. Where really, if this is a neutral site game, you probably see an even pick 'em.
Yep.
Um, and even with an even pick 'em, I'd pick Baylor. I would lean Baylor, so I could see Dave Aranda going in and maybe even being down by 7, uh, maybe 10 at half. But I think coaching will kick in the second half, and they'll find a way to make it happen.
Yeah, with that, Dave
Uh,
Aranda, like I said, he knows a lot of those coaches really well. They played each other last year. BYU's probably going to come out and want revenge because they returned 8 on the defense and 8 on the offense.
yeah.
Jaren Hall's a great quarterback. I watched a lot of his highlights against USF and last year. He's a great quarterback. That worries me. But their best receiver, I don't know how to say his name,
Well,
Nico
hey.
something.
We don't want to pregame. We got an
Oh,
episode for that.
oh man, it's
Can't
just
have too
on my
much of a
head. Yeah,
pregame here. I feel
sorry,
you.
sorry,
Let's get into. We're
sorry.
gonna record the pregame and have that coming out. This video will be posted on Thursday, so we'll have pregames on Friday. We'll get into our non-Big Six games. We got 5 of those, and I will kick us off. I feel like we're gonna have a couple of the same.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm gonna start us off with one that I actually don't feel like we'll have the same, and that is USC at Stanford.
I'm
USC, the Trojans are a 9-point favorite. I don't think they'll have a problem with that.
only 9.
Yeah. Uh, I saw that and I was like, USC. Well, here's the reason why I picked it because I don't want to pick some that I feel like are too easy, is
That
because
was
I
way
don't,
too easy.
it seems, but USC's defense is not very good.
True.
So I think USC's offense will score, but I almost wonder what. Not that Stanford's offense is going to be good, but is USC defense bad enough where they let Stanford score enough to keep it within 9? I don't personally think so. I think if this number was a number like 12 and a half to 13, I probably would pick Stanford. So I don't feel like it's too far fetched. So that's my first one.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with another one I don't think that we'll have in common, and that is Kentucky at Florida. Florida's favored 4.5. I think Kentucky's a better team. Yeah, Florida played Utah, beat Utah, right?
Yeah.
Um, the one thing that I am questionable about this game is that it is at the Swamp. Um, I think Kentucky's set up to have a really good season this year, especially if they weren't in the SEC. Um, they'd be a
It,
lot better off as far as record wise, but I think Kentucky can go into the Swamp. I think they can pull this one off, or even just lose by 3. That'd make me happy. Lose by field goal,
yeah.
two dubs.
I think Kentucky is a slept on team in the SEC for sure.
Yep.
Um I actually do have that game.
Dang,
Um
thought I would
and
have
I
got
picked
something else.
Florida though. I picked Florida.
That's 2 games you
Kentucky
got to pick.
played Kentucky played Miami of Ohio last week. They won 37 to 13. That's not impressive enough. They scored 17 points in the third quarter. So if you take those away, I mean that's a 20 to 13. Now you can't take those points away. They scored them. I'm just saying they
Yeah,
had
I know
one.
what you mean.
They scored 7 points in the first, 6 in the second, 17 in the third, and then 7 in the fourth. Doesn't seem like a not that I think they're going to be bad. It just doesn't seem like a team that I would pick. And
Yeah,
then, in all fairness, Florida really kind of shocked me coming
same.
out and beating Utah. Kentucky's running game, their best runner was 7 for 32. I mean, that's 4.6 yards, no touchdowns on the ground, 3 touchdowns to the air with 1 pick with Will Levis. So yeah, I did pick that game, and I've got Florida. I'm actually glad because that was one that I was it's a conference game, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, man, neither one of them were ranked. They're Florida's ranked. Actually, they're both ranked.
Yeah,
Uh,
now.
20 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's a ranked top 20 matchup in the SEC. I didn't think you'd pick that one, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad we're actually on opposite sides. It's going to make that game fun to watch, knowing that we're on different sides. With that being said, I think both of my other two, because I've got one that I did the over under for.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have both of those. So I will start with the one that's just a single game. It is Iowa State at Iowa.
Dude, I almost picked that one, not
You
thinking.
didn't
No,
really,
I thought about
really.
it, and then I was like, man, today I thought about it, and I was like, I already made this list, but Iowa
Yeah.
State
Real quick, let me pull this up because this is actually kind of amazing because I saw the score for that Iowa.
7-3.
Um, yeah, I was in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
So Iowa won last week. For those of you who watch college football, they won 7-3 against South Dakota State. Many of you right now are saying, "Oh, wow, they held South Dakota State to one field goal and they scored one touchdown." No, no, they didn't. Iowa kicked a field goal in the first quarter. South Dakota State tied it in the second quarter. In the third quarter, Iowa got a safety, and in the fourth quarter, Iowa got a safety. Um, So they kicked a field goal and got two
They
safety.
had
That's how they got to
no
7 points.
touchdowns.
I picked
Why?
Iowa State. I picked Iowa State in this game. I am not high on Iowa State this year. I've got them. I think it was like number 7, 6,
Oh, hold
maybe.
on. Let me go back to my Big 12 prediction. See who I had winning that game. I think you called me crazy.
Bold
Yep,
season.
I'm
Let me
pretty
see.
sure
Who
you
did
called
I?
me crazy for picking that.
Iowa State. Yeah, I have Iowa State losing to Iowa. But boy, after seeing what I saw on Saturday, man, no, I'm picking Iowa State.
Dang it.
Uh, it's a 3.5 point spread in favor of Iowa somehow. Let me see real quick. What was Iowa
Oh,
State?
I want to
They're
pick
one
that
and
one.
oh. They beat Southeast Missouri State 42-0. They did what they should have done to that team. Iowa did not. Here's where I'm gonna get in trouble. It's such a big rivalry game that sometimes it doesn't matter how good a team is or how bad a
Yeah.
team is. That's where I could
TCU
get in
Baylor,
trouble.
2021.
Yeah. So, but I've got Iowa State, and I kind of like it. I think it could be a good pick.
Yeah, I thought about that today while we were on the phone. I didn't say anything because I thought about changing it. I just forgot. I was like, man,
But you would have picked Iowa.
no.
Oh, you would have picked Iowa State.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I didn't pick that one. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I think Iowa State's they're gonna win. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Well, let's
But
hear
let's.
your other. I've only got one more. I guess you have two more. So let's hear one of yours. Don't do the one I want to do.
I have three more.
1, 2, 3.
Well, you
Okay.
had you
Oh,
had you
yeah.
had three that didn't. Yeah.
I had two that you don't have. So yeah, you've got three more. So do yeah, go ahead. Let's hear them.
Tennessee at Pitt,
Ooh.
6.5. Favorite is Tennessee, and I think Pitt's a good team, but give me the Volunteers on that one. Give me the Volunteers. Um, I think they need to step up on offense a little bit more for sure, and their defense is going to have to be able to stop their quarterback. I forgot his name, the USC transfer. Stop him.
No.
Um, I think you're frozen as far as video wise. That you just don't blink. Um, anyways, I'm gonna take Tennessee on that. It's only 6.5. Win by one touchdown. Good.
Two more, and I've got one more. Go ahead and just give us one more. Because I've got two
Um,
more, but it's a game and an over under. So go ahead and do us another one. Just don't do the one I want to do.
I think I
You
know which
don't
one you want to do.
you don't know which one I want to do, but don't do
I
it.
I think I got an idea because it's one I'm kind of excited for. Anyways, Oklahoma State at Arizona State. Oklahoma State is only an 11-point favorite. Give me the Pokes. Give me the Pokes.
That's an easy one, man. That's easy. Yeah, I
Give me.
wouldn't. I'd have done that one too.
I just wanted to do a Big 12 team.
Yeah, the only
Ooh,
reason I
I
didn't
got.
do that one is because I
Did
did
I
the
have?
USC Stanford.
How do I have one more? How many games did I have?
You don't have them numbered. While you figure it out, let me get into mine. Um, I have for my last one is Houston at Texas Tech. Is
I do
that
have that one.
is that the
Not the
one
one
you
I
thought I
thought you
was
were gonna do.
really? Yeah, I
I
got
got a real
Houston.
excited one.
Houston at Texas Tech. Tech is a 3-point favorite in that game. And I'm kind of the heck. I'm kind of at a point where it's hard for me to uh pick against that.
You okay?
Did I just no, I'm not. I picked Texas Tech to win that one. Houston barely beat a pretty bad I say pretty bad UTSA. They barely beat UTSA. So I picked the Red Raiders. The over under on that game, according to ESPN right now, is at 63. And I'm going with the under for that.
With no Tyler Show.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I actually didn't even know that was
Nope,
happening.
too late. No, I'm joking.
I did make these before that was announced. Um,
If you're gonna change it on the spot, you can. If you want to.
UTSA is still pretty bad. I will because I didn't know. I think I just accidentally deleted my whole Lone Star Locks thing, which is really frustrating. I don't know if I can undo that. Um, yeah, I will change that to Houston, and I'm sticking with the under.
I'm saying go Cougs. Think I'm doing that right. And if I'm not, sorry to my Tech fans, but without Tyler Show, I don't see y'all having a chance. He's gonna be out for a while. That might change how I have Tech season shaping out in my Big 12 predictions. But my last one. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
App State at Texas A&M.
Uh,
Texas
what do you,
A&M is a 17-point favorite.
what are we doing with that?
App State.
Wow.
I think A&M is going to stall on offense. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I don't know the over/under off the top of my head. I didn't look at it, but give me App State. Give
Man.
me App State to cover. That's the one I thought you were talking about. And I was gonna be like, wow.
No, that
I'm,
wouldn't have been a bad one to do. I just
I don't.
it's a tough one.
App State played North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
And
They almost beat them.
exactly, North Carolina is not a bad team. They're not great, but they're not bad.
Paul just died. Yeah, I mean, I could almost see a scenario where that works out. I just don't know as if I would bank on it.
Man, I just wanted to pick that one because I thought that it would be um something different. I mean, I think Appalachian State can do it if they stall out the Aggies offense. Like I think it's going to happen because Haynes King's not good, and
Yeah.
he will probably get hurt. If I'm being honest, I don't even know what Appalachian State's mascot is, but go Appalachian State.
Well, all right. That wraps up our Lone Star locks for
I
going into
think
week 2.
this is going to be a lot more interesting than last week. We got a lot of different ones. I think it'll
Yeah,
be
we
fun.
do. So I'm gonna win all of mine. You're gonna lose all of yours that you disagree with me.
Better not. Well, Texas, Alabama, I can lose that one and be fine. I'm rooting for
Yeah,
Texas in that game. I promise you, I am. Hook 'em.
hook 'em.
My name's Texas. I love you from Alabama. Wrong time.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all can follow him at L Patterson _3. You can find me at
Sir.
Christian H _88. You can find our channel on Twitter at LoneStar _CFB. Appreciate y'all.